This offseason in the NHL, there will be a lot of goalie movement, and recently there have been some very interesting controversies that have sparked numerous trade rumors involving some pretty big names. So hello guys, welcome back to another brand new Goalie Hub video, and in today's video, I will be talking about some goalies who I think could be on the move very soon. I also put up a question poll on Instagram a couple of weeks ago where you guys could submit some mock trades, so I'm going to go over some of the ones that you submitted in this video at the end as well. And also, by the way, you should follow me on Instagram. It's at goalie_hub. There will be a link down in the description below. And also, before we get started with the video, if you're new to the channel and love goaltending and just hockey in general, then please subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Also, just a couple more quick things before we get started. First off, I do want to say that my uploading schedule is changing. It's not going to be twice a week anymore, as I do have school now that I have to deal with, so it's only going to be once a week, but I will be uploading every single Sunday. And last but not least, shout out to Hickets is God for the video idea. I think it's a great idea, so yeah, let's get right into the video. So we're going to start off the video with Frederik Andersen of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Obviously, recently rumors surrounding him have definitely cooled off a bit, but we're still going to take a look anyways, as he's currently 30 years old and makes $5 million per season, but only for one more year, as he's going to be an unrestricted free agent in 2021, and I think that's a big reason why there are trade rumors surrounding Andersen. One important thing to note is that according to Cap Friendly, Andersen has a modified no trade clause, which could definitely affect where he could end up if he gets traded. This past season was definitely a very inconsistent one for Andersen, as he posted a .909 save percentage and 29 wins in 52 games, and in the playoffs he had a 1.84 goals against average and a .936 save percentage in 5 games, as the Leafs once again cannot win a playoff round. Andersen was very solid in the series against Columbus, but yet again he wasn't able to win a series clinching game, and I'm pretty sure he has a record of 0-8 in series clinching games now, and I think that's a huge reason why he was involved in various trade rumors. Another reason likely is that the Maple Leafs want to try and save cap space, and with the plethora of goaltenders being available for this offseason, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if the Maple Leafs actually do move Andersen. In my opinion, I don't think they will. I just don't think it's a huge necessity. But if they do, some potential fits for Andersen might include Carolina, Chicago, and San Jose. Carolina is looking for an upgrade in net, it seems, and Andersen might bring that to them. And Chicago is sort of in the same boat, as they don't really know what they're doing with Corey Crawford right now, and Crawford's definitely getting up there in age, so Andersen might be a nice little stopgap goalie to get them out of a rebuild. And San Jose definitely needs a guy. Martin Jones has just been too inconsistent, so Andersen could definitely be a good fit there. Now moving on to Matt Murray of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he's currently 26 years old, and he's currently an RFA, which definitely is interesting in terms of trade value. And for his 2019-20 season, he definitely had his worst of his NHL career, as he posted an .899 save percentage and 20 wins in 38 games, and in the playoffs, played 3 games against the Habs, went 1-2 with a .914 save percentage, so he definitely was better, but he ended up getting replaced by Tristan Jarry in the series clinching game. I think the smartest move for the Pittsburgh Penguins would be to move Matt Murray, as Tristan Jarry really emerged this season and showed that he can be a capable goaltender for them, as he posted a .921 save percentage, which is much better than Murray's .899. And in terms of where he could end up, I know earlier on there was a lot of rumors of Murray to the Colorado Avalanche, as apparently the Avalanche were maybe looking for some more depth in net, and maybe an upgrade from Philip Grubauer, as I believe Grubauer is going to be a UFA next summer. But I think those rumors have cooled down a bit, and honestly, in my opinion, Colorado should just stick with Grubauer and Francouz. And for San Jose, obviously, like I said before, Martin Jones has just been very inconsistent, and last season was probably his worst season as a San Jose Shark, and they just need a better goaltender to really compete. And I put the Leafs on here again because earlier on with the Andersen rumors, if they were to move on from him, they'd need a cheaper goaltender that could take over and replace Andersen, and Murray might be a decent option. There was definitely a lot of rumors of Matt Murray to the Leafs. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Murray in a Maple Leafs uniform. I prefer Andersen, to be honest, as Murray this past season was very shaky, and I don't know if he can rebound from that. I do also want to say that I could definitely see Matt Murray ending up with either the Edmonton Oilers or the Calgary Flames, as both are in the market for a big name goaltender, and he could definitely work very well with Mikko Koskinen in Edmonton or David Rittich in Calgary, and he's definitely still young. He's only 26, so he could definitely turn things around and go back to that Stanley Cup winning form that he had just a few seasons ago. Now, taking a look at Darcy Kuemper of the Arizona Coyotes, he's currently 30 years old and makes $4.5 million per season against the cap, and he's going to be a UFA in 2022, so he still has 2 years left on his contract, which could definitely benefit the Coyotes in a trade. As for his past season, he was very good, posting a .928 save percentage and a 2.22 goals against average in 29 games, and in the playoffs was equally as good. Maybe his goals against doesn't show it, as Colorado was just destroying Arizona, but Kuemper carried Arizona to that one win in that series, and he definitely was very good against Nashville in the qualifiers, as he posted a .913 save percentage in 9 games. In my opinion, Darcy Kuemper is one of the most underrated goaltenders in the NHL, and for the Coyotes to be putting him on the trade market is definitely very bold, but I think the only reason he's in trade rumors is because the Coyotes are rumored to be looking to cut costs, and just their money situation in Arizona is not great right now, so if they were to trade Kuemper, they could probably get a pretty decent return, but if I were the Coyotes, I would not trade him. It's not very smart, and he's very good. If I'm the Arizona Coyotes GM, I think I'd probably look at trading a guy like Derek Stepan before I look anywhere near trading Kuemper. If he does get traded though, I could definitely see him going to the San Jose Sharks, as you know, we've already mentioned them a lot. The Edmonton Oilers would also be a good fit. He could definitely work well in a tandem with Mikko Koskinen, and the Calgary Flames would also be a very nice fit, as again, he'd work well in a tandem with David Rittich, and it definitely helps that he doesn't cost too much against the cap, and his contract is pretty reasonable for even a cap-strapped team to take on. The last guy that I'm going to be taking a look at is Marc-Andre Fleury of the Vegas Golden Knights, and I think already a lot of these trade rumors have been sparked from that tweet that Alan Walsh, Marc-Andre Fleury's agent, tweeted out in the conference finals of the sword going through Fleury with Pete DeBoer's name on it. Definitely a very controversial thing, but either way, Fleury is currently 35 years old and makes $7 million against the cap for 2 more seasons, and he does have a modified no trade clause, so again, he could definitely deny a trade to a certain team, which might hurt Vegas in this situation. Last season, Fleury definitely took a bit of a step back, likely due to his age, as he only had a .905 save percentage in 49 games, and it kind of prompted Vegas to go out and get Robin Lehner at the trade deadline, and Lehner became the starter in the playoffs, as Fleury only has gotten into 4 games, posting a 3-1 record with a 2.27 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. If Fleury does get moved, I could ironically see him going back to the Pittsburgh Penguins, as if Pittsburgh does trade Matt Murray and they don't feel like Casey DeSmith could be an NHL backup, then Fleury would be a good option to mentor Tristan Jarry, and he could also go to the Calgary Flames again because they would definitely benefit from having a big name goalie on the team. And also the Carolina Hurricanes, like I mentioned before, they're looking for an upgrade in net, and Fleury has a lot of experience that could definitely help them out in the playoffs. Either way, Marc-Andre Fleury recently came out and said that he wants to stay a Vegas Golden Knight, and I think even if Robin Lehner decides to re-sign in Vegas, Fleury would still want to stay there, so I think a trade at this point might be very unlikely. Also, even if the Golden Knights trade Fleury, I think Vegas would still end up having to retain 50% of Fleury's salary, which is probably something they don't want to do considering their salary cap situation. So now it's time to take a look at some submitted mock trades from you guys. So the first one here is Matt Murray to Carolina for a 2nd round pick, and this is from Franchise Huskies, now known as Franchise Rangers. Shout out to Franchise Sim on Instagram. It's honestly a goated NHL sim league. Definitely you should go join it. But anyways, Murray to Carolina for a 2nd I think is pretty fair, honestly. Is it super realistic? Well, honestly, yeah. I know the Penguins are looking for like a 1st and a prospect right now, and I think that's just way too much, as I think this is more of a realistic return. Maybe Carolina throws in like a mid-tier prospect as well, or a lower-tier roster player that could help the Penguins right now. But overall, I really like this trade proposal, and I think it definitely could happen. This next one comes from Broly Talks Hockey, and he says Matt Murray to the Edmonton Oilers for Andreas Athanasiou and a 3rd round pick. And right off the bat, I definitely love this proposal. I know Athanasiou has been in a lot of rumors as well, as the Oilers don't want to give him a qualifying offer, and I think Athanasiou could definitely help out Pittsburgh's middle 6 on offense. Maybe even he gets some ice time with a guy like Evgeny Malkin or Sidney Crosby and returns to the previous form that he once had in Detroit. Overall, I really like this trade from both teams' perspective, as Pittsburgh gets some more scoring help that can help them maybe win now, and the Oilers get a better goaltender that can maybe help them out in the regular season, and with his playoff experience already with 2 cups, could definitely help them in the postseason as well. And honestly, I wouldn't be too shocked if something like this actually happened in real life. This next mock trade comes from Brewer15 Last Sec, I hope I pronounced that properly. They say Frederik Andersen and a 5th round pick to the Edmonton Oilers for Darnell Nurse and Jesse Puljujarvi. Right off the bat, I immediately think this is definitely an interesting proposal, as the Oilers do get something they need, which is a good goaltender to pair with Mikko Koskinen, but that would be a decently expensive tandem for a cap-strapped team, considering Koskinen already makes $4.5 million and Andersen makes $5 million, so I don't think they could have Andersen for more than just 1 season, which might be a concern for the Oilers. As for the Leafs, Darnell Nurse would definitely help them out on the blue line. He's not a right shot, which is an interesting thing, as the Leafs definitely need right shot defensemen, but I believe Nurse can play the right side. Any Oilers fans want to correct me on that in the comments down below, but I think Darnell Nurse can play the right side, which might benefit Toronto. As for Puljujarvi, I really don't know where he would fit in Toronto. If they're able to bring him over from Finland, maybe he could make like the 3rd line, or maybe he gets an opportunity in the top 6, but I don't know if Jesse Puljujarvi would even want to come over and sign with the Leafs, as I think he's looking for more of a team where he could get a bigger opportunity. To be honest though, I don't know if the Oilers would agree to this trade, knowing that they would probably only have Andersen for only 1 season. Moving on to the final mock trade of the video, it's from Hiccups is Epic, and they say Matt Murray to the Detroit Red Wings for Brendan Perleni, Madison Bowey in a 3rd round selection. And I know Matt Murray to the Red Wings has been a big rumor recently as well, as Detroit could definitely use some goalie help, and the fact that Murray's only 26 is definitely beneficial. And I think this isn't a terrible return. Maybe Detroit adds a little bit more, but I do like the potential of Brendan Perleni. I know he was once a very good young forward for the Arizona Coyotes. He's definitely fallen off a bit. I think last season he was able to rebound a little bit with the Red Wings, which was kind of nice for him. And he could definitely benefit from playing with a good center like Malkin or Crosby in Pittsburgh. As for Bowey, I don't really know where he stands. He's not quite the defensive prospect that he used to be, but he could maybe fit in on Pittsburgh's bottom pair, and that 3rd round pick is maybe just a sweetener in the deal. Overall, I think it's pretty fair. Maybe Detroit adds a tiny bit more, but maybe not. I don't really know there, but overall, I think this could maybe happen if Stevie Y decides to trade for a goaltender. So that is all I have for today's video. If you did enjoy it, then be sure to leave a like and also comment down below who you think could get traded this offseason. I know James Reimer is another goalie that's in some heavy trade rumors, mostly due to his contract, that he could end up in Arizona, which would be very interesting, a Reimer and Ranta tandem. But anyways, if you're new to the channel and love goaltending and just hockey in general, then please subscribe to the channel like I said before, and turn on post notifications to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. I will have videos up every single Sunday, so definitely subscribe for those awesome videos. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram. It's at goalie_hub. There will be a link down below in the description, and like you saw in this video, I do post some extra stuff on there, and there's also some extra questions and polls, and maybe I'll put up some more question stuff where you guys might be able to be featured in a video, so definitely go check that out. There will be the link down below. But anyways, that's all I have for today, and I hope all of you guys are doing well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Also, look at this new outro graphic that I made. Ready? Boom.